Hello everyone, very good afternoon. Good afternoon again, Varun. Good afternoon, everyone else. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep and welcome to this another session from last lab to NMAT. And I'm with you once again in the day. So, a few moments back, we had a session at 1 as well. So, it's another session that we are going to start with now at 3 o'clock, right? So, good afternoon to all of you once again. Just confirm it once. Is everything fine? Am I audible, visible? Is everything okay? After that, we shall start with our session soon. Can you all just confirm it to me once? Is everything fine? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So, we are having this last lab to NMAT, which we started yesterday only. This is the second session that we are having on that, and today's session would be on quantitative reasoning, and we'll be talking about arithmetic. We just had a session on arithmetic. I mean, for CAT, I mean at 1 o'clock, and it is the another one which is for primarily NMAT only. Okay. Will their level of arithmetic similar for NMAT of previous session? No, it would be different, Varun. I would say, of course, when we talk about CAT is slightly more difficult with respect to NMAT. So, the kind of questions that you might find here are, I mean, conceptually could be on the easier side, but might include a lot of calculations sometimes. That's a possibility. But yes, generally, conceptually, you would say they are on the easier side with respect to the CAT exam. Okay, very good afternoon once again to all of you. Very good afternoon, guys. Okay, good afternoon, Disha Agarwal. Good afternoon, very good afternoon. So I think we can start with our class now. Okay, without any delay, let's start. शुरुआत कर देते हैं क्लास की. चलिए जी. Let's start with it. So first of all, what is the weightage of this topic in the NMAT exam? I hope you all know already about NMAT, right? And on 10th of October, the NMAT exam is going to start. So generally we say this is an exam which is easier than CAT, and not only NMAT, rather if you talk about NMAT, SNAP, CMAT, TISNET, Maharashtra CET, all these exams are, I mean, with respect to CAT, they are on the easier side. Whereas when we talk about ZAT or IFT, these two exams you might find sometimes a little bit more difficult than CAT. Okay. So we are going to talk about the topic which is from quantitative aptitude, and of course it lies under arithmetic. The weightage is nearly 25 to 30% of the quantitative ability section comprises of the arithmetic part. I told you just in the previous session as well, which was there at 1 o'clock. There also I told you that in CAT, it is the biggest portion from which you have questions, right? So it is not only true for CAT, rather almost for all the exams you can say, most of the questions in the quantitative ability section would be from arithmetic. Here you might say 25 to 30% कुछ ज़्यादा तो नहीं है, because in CAT it was around 40%, but here it is 25-30%. So let me tell you one more thing, that in NMAT the section which is quantitative ability, it actually includes data interpretation as well. So there would be some 10-12 questions on data interpretation too, and after that from the remaining questions, right, you have these arithmetic questions. So ultimately it will become the largest section once again in your QA. Okay. So again, I see some of the questions from some people. Nihar is saying, sir, would it be available to appear, would it be advisable to appear for NMAT before CAT or the other way? Nihar, it is completely up to you. I mean, it can go either of the ways. Appearing it before and you performing well over there might boost your performance in CAT as well, and it can go the other way around as well. आपको ये भी डर होगा कहीं NMAT खराब हो गया तो कहीं मेरा CAT भी खराब ना हो जाए. So that depends from person to person. So in the official guide, a lot of chapters are not there. What do we assume? They will not come? No, Varsha. That's not the case. In the official guide, actually, they just try to give you a sample of the kind of questions and the concepts that will be coming. So it does not mean that whatever is there in the official guide, questions would come only from those areas. So that's not true. You might have questions from other areas as well. Okay. So in today's class, we are going to discuss some of the topics like percentages and its applications. We'll be talking about ratios and its applications, time and work, and then time, speed, and distance. These are the four primary areas from arithmetic that we are discussing in our today's class. I will be trying to discuss a little bit of formulas which are required for NMAT exam from these topics. And after that, we'll be discussing some good number of questions once again, the way they did in the previous session as well. So Varsha is asking something, sir. Any one attempt will be considered first attempt, right? Varsha, they would be considering the attempt in which you have the maximum possible score. So among all the three attempts, if you write three attempts, of course, the highest one would be taken. Like I'm giving in 14, that will be considered first. Yes, yes, yes. If you are, having your first attempt on a day, that will be considered as the first attempt only. Whether you take it after 2 months, it does not make a difference. Okay, everyone. So let's move ahead with the topics now from here onwards. So let's talk about some important formula. As I said, that will be just talking about some of the formulas based upon these concepts. And I also told you that NMAT would not be asking you many difficult questions. So keep that in mind. The kind of questions that are asked to you in NMAT, they are slightly on the easier side with respect to CAT. You don't have to learn different formulas or difficult formulas. The basic formulas will work over here. So first thing in percentages and its applications is that how do we find out the percentage increase or percentage decrease, right? I'm sure many of you would be knowing about this. It is the final value minus the initial value or original value divided by the initial value or original value into 100. This is how we get the percentage increase or decrease in the any of the questions wherever it is required. Also, the other thing that might be used in percentages is successive percentage increase or percentage decrease. So when something is successively changed by A% or B%, and when I say changed by A% or B%, that means there can be increases, there can be decreases. So let us say the value is increased by A% and then that is increased by B%. So what is the net change? It will be given by A plus B plus AB by 100. But if both of them are decreased by A% and B%, what is the net change? It will be minus A minus B plus minus A into minus B divided by 100. If one of them is positive, one of them is negative, so of course they would be taken along with that signs only. So this is how it works basically. So it is the formula for successive percentage change, right? It is the formula for successive percentage change. If A and B are both positive, the formula would be A plus B plus AB by 100. If they are both negative, minus sign के साथ use कीजिए. If one is positive, one is negative, use a positive sign with one of them, negative sign with the other. This is how you go with that. So these are the two major formulas that will be used in percentages. First thing. Second, when we talk about after that, the next thing which is percentage profit or loss, it's more or less like a part of percentages itself. So percentage profit or percentage loss, what exactly is that? It is the profit or loss as a percentage of cost price, that is percentage profit or loss. So you just have to keep one thing in mind, that percentage profit or percentage loss basically would always be considered on a cost price. So keep that in mind. Percentage profit or percentage loss, they are always calculated upon the cost price. Got my point, everyone? So one is saying something, sir, since there is no negative marking, we can also do guesswork if we have short of time. So Varun, you can, this time it is going to be an adaptive paper as well. So just do not guess too much. I would suggest that as well. बहुत ज़्यादा guess work भी आपको नुकसान कर सकता है, because ultimately you are going to do things according to the difficulty level only, and that would decide your final score. So keep that in check. Second thing, what is the percentage discount? The percentage discount is given by discount as a percentage of marked price, right? Discount as a percentage of marked price. So basically profit or loss percentage, they are calculated on the cost price. Discount percentage, it is calculated on the marked price. There is something called markup percentage as well. I'm sure all of you have heard of it. Markup percentage. It is the difference between marked price and cost price as a percentage of cost price. Difference between marked price and cost price as a percentage of cost price, that is called the markup percentage. So these are the three things which are needed in case of profit, loss and discount. Sir, for income and expenditure, what is the profit percentage formula? Varsha, income and expenditure mein income works as selling price and expenditure works as the cost price. So SP minus CP is the profit and divided by cost price, which is the expenditure. तो आप इनकम को सेलिंग प्राइस मान के, एक्सपेंडिचर को कॉस्ट प्राइस मान के यही फॉर्मूला लगा दीजिए, विच इज रिटन ऑन द स्क्रीन, एंड दिस फॉर्मूला इज गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर यू. Right, Varsha? I hope you got my point. That was about profit, loss and discount. After that, the next usage of percentages is in case of simple interest and compound interest. Look at these two formulas. Simple interest, P into R into T divided by 100, right? P into R into T divided by 100. Compound interest, P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to the power N minus P. Keep this minus P also in mind. The formula that we remember, it is P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to the power N. But that formula is for amount using compound interest. लेकिन जब मैं interest की बात करता हूं, interest is amount minus principal. So unless you subtract the principal from the amount, you can't call it interest. That's what it is all about. And after that, amount is interest plus principal. These are the three things needed to do any question which is based upon SI and CI. It might be needed to find out the difference as well. Let me just write down that as well. Compound interest for 1 year, simple interest for 1 year, they are equal. So the difference between them is 0. Compound interest for 2 years minus simple interest for 2 years, it is P into R square divided by 100 square. And I doubt they are going to ask you questions based upon difference between CI and SI for 3 years. So that I do not think would be needed. So CI for 2 years minus SI for 2 years is PR square by 100 square. This is other thing that might be used in these questions. After that, the next thing that we have is ratio and its applications. So its application would be primarily in alligation, which will be needed. I'm sure all of you have studied this formula, probably in other form as well. That is, let us say price of a quantity is 50 per kg, price of another quantity is 40 per kg, and the resultant price by mixing them is 47 per kg. The difference of these two will be equal to 7. Difference of these two will be equal to 3. This 7:3 is the ratio of these two quantities. This 7:3 is the ratio of these two quantities, right? 50 kg, 40 kg, बीच में 47 ले लीजिए, ये रेशो आ जाएगा आपका 7:3. This ratio is the ratio of the weightages. In case of these mixtures, quantity is the weightage, so it is the ratio of these quantities. Also keep one more thing in mind. Out of these two values, one will be greater than them and the other would be lesser than them. I mean, the resultant price will always lie between the two given prices. The resultant price will always lie between the two given prices. So therefore, if the resultant price is 47, it must be greater than one of 50 and 40 and it would be less than the other one. That has to be the case. That is about alligation. Next, when I talk about time, speed and distance, we all know the basic formula of speed, that is distance upon time, and the formula for average speed as well, which is total distance divided by total time taken. और ये ध्यान रखिएगा, average speed पे based questions they have asked many times, and average speed is not the average of the speeds. It is given by the total distance divided by total time, or average speed is not average of the speed. मतलब a person goes at a speed of 50, comes back at a speed of 40. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते average speed 50 plus 40 by 2 है. I can't take average of the speeds to calculate average speed. This is what I'm trying to say here. But yes, अगर time taken speeds का same है, I mean at a speed of 50 a person runs for 3 hours, at a speed of 40 he runs for 2 hours, sorry 3 hours again, then the average speed would be given by 50 plus 40 by 2. तब वो average of the speeds हो जाता है when time are same. अगर same distance रहे हैं, 50 km per hour was the speed for a distance of d, 40 km per hour was the speed for a distance of d again, what is the average speed? It will not be 50 plus 40 by 2. Distance के same होने से नहीं होता, time के same होने से हो जाता है. Do they ask for 3 years also the difference? Varun, I don't think so. So as I said, मेरे ख्याल से वो आपसे 3 के बारे में नहीं पूछेंगे. Though of course they can ask for 4 years as well. Who stops them from doing it? But generally NMAT does not go that that much into calculations. They would generally would not ask you questions for more than 2 years. And if there is a question for 3 years, there must be some trick involved in that. You just have to figure that out. You'll find it that trick. Okay. Now, relative speed. What is relative speed? We all know if the objects are moving in the opposite direction, the relative speed of the sum of their speeds. If they are running in the same direction, the relative speed is the difference of their speeds. Relative speed will be used. Relative speed will be used whenever we have to find the distance between two people or two objects. Whenever we have to find the distance between two people or two objects, in all those cases we use relative speed. So distance between two people ka matlab, when would they be this much away? When would the gap between them would be this much? Or questions like when will they meet? Because when would two people meet, that is also based upon their distance, right? When would two people meet ka सीधा सीधा मतलब क्या हुआ? Two people will meet when, you can say, the distance between them is 0. So whenever we have to find the distance between two people or we have to find out when are they going to meet, we always use relative speed in those cases. Okay. That was about time, speed and distance. So these were the basic concepts. As I said, that the NMAT exam is not going to ask you anything difficult more than that. So now we are going to do some questions that are exactly of the type of questions that have appeared in our Simonji aptitude test. That's what we are going to cover now one by one. Let's start with question number 1 here on your screen. Here is question number 1. Try this and give me the answer. All of you try and answer this question. Varun has answered this question. Can I have some more answers? I'll be discussing a lot of questions which are exactly of NMAT type. Let's have a look at the question. How do we do it? The percentage of metals in a mine of copper ore is 90% and rest is waste material. The percentage of iron is 4 by 5% of the metals and rest is copper. If the mass of ore extracted from this mine is 15,000 kg, find the mass of copper. We will do it in best possible way which we can do. Okay. We have a total of 15,000 kgs. Out of this 15,000, 90% is the percentage of metal. So basically 90% of that is metals. 90% of that is 13,500. This is metal. In this metal, he says percentage of iron is 4 by 5% and rest is copper. Question is asking for copper. So can I say copper is going to be slightly less than 13,500? 13,500 is basically the metal and we are looking for copper. Copper would be slightly less than this. So therefore option C cannot be the answer, option D cannot be the answer, option E cannot be the answer. वो तो वैसे ही हट गए. सवाल ये है कि ये आंसर है कि ये. Only 4 by 5% is iron. I am saying even 1% is iron. अगर 1% भी iron होता, then 135 would have been iron. So copper would have been slightly more than this. है ना? अगर 1% भी होता तो भी मेरा आंसर 13,000 something आता. So 12,000 something cannot be the answer. My answer is option B, 13,392 is the correct answer. This is the right way through which you should be doing these questions in your NMAT as well. Use options, those are going to be extremely useful for you. Three options were more than 90% of 15,000, सीधे हट गए, बचे दो, उसमें से एक बहुत छोटा हो जा रहा था, it was 1000 less, हमें सिर्फ 4/5% कम करना था, which is even less than 1%. तो अगर मैं उतना कम करता हूं तो भी मेरा आंसर 13,000 से बड़ा ही आता है. So greater than 13,000, there was only one option. So that becomes the answer, which was option B. I'm sure you all got this question. We'll move on to question number 2 now, because the answer for this is 13,392. Here is question number 2. Let me see some answers again. And I'm expecting you to answer them fast now. Last time only Varun answered. Let me see a few more answers this time. I repeat, doing these questions is actually taking you close to your NMAT exam, because these are questions exactly of the type that appear in your NMAT exam. Oh, Varsha, I'm sorry, we have already moved on to the second question. Check it in the recorded session, Varsha. If you still have a problem, you can put it in the comment section. I would answer there. Varsha, the question said copper was 4/5% less than that 90%. So I said 13,500 में से if you subtract 4/5%, the answer is going to be 13,000 something. So there was only one option, which was 13,000 something, because the other one was 12,000 something. So that was eliminated and we got the answer. Probably, Varsha, you took 4/5. You did not take 4/5 percentage. That might have, you might have made a mistake. Just check that once. 4/5% would be somewhere around, 100 and something. And when you subtract it from 13,500, it will be very less. Okay, I don't see any answer for this question, though I expected some answers for this. Not a difficult question. Okay, let's see. One container contains some milk and another contains an equal quantity of water. To prepare a solution, 40 liters of the milk is poured into the second container. Then 3/4 of the formed mixture is poured into from the second into first. Now the mixture in the first is 6 times that in the second. What was the initial quantity of water in the second container? Let's start doing it. Varun has answered as C. Let's see whether it is correct or not. Let's start doing it. So first of all, he says initially they both had equal quantity. So let us say in one container we had X liters of milk. In the second container we had X liters of water. He says 40 liters of milk is poured into the second container. So here milk would become X minus 40, and here the total mixture would become X plus 40. I am not saying this is pure water. This X plus 40 is total mixture, right? Then 3/4 of the formed mixture. So 3/4 of this is poured from the second into the first. So from here 3/4 is poured into this. 3/4 of this is poured into this. So what is left over here is 1/4 of it, right? What is left when 3/4 is poured into the, so what is left is 1/4 of it. And how much is poured over here? It is 3/4 of x plus 40. So basically 3/4 of this is poured over here. So here the total quantity would become 3/4 of x plus 40, and x minus 40 was already there, right? From the other side we have x plus 40/4. Now the mixture in the first container is 6 times that of second. So mixture in the first container is this. This is equal to 6 times of this. So 6 times of this is this. So just solve them now. 4 से multiply कर देता हूँ. I will get 3x plus 120 plus 4x minus 160 is 6x plus 240. So everything is multiplied by 4. So 4 is gone. So I have 3x plus 4x, that is 7x. 7x minus 6x is x. And then 120 minus 160 is minus 40. On the other side it becomes 280. So x is equal to 280, and that's what the question is asking. What was the initial quantity of water in the second container? So in the second container water was x. X we have calculated as 280. So the answer for this question is 280 liters. I'm sure all of you got the answer. So Naman had also given the right answer to the question. Varun and Naman got the answer correct. Others as well. I'm sure you got it now. We took the original quantity of milk as x, original quantity of water as x. Then 40 is taken out from milk towards water. It becomes x minus 40, other is x plus 40. 3/4 of x plus 40 is put on this side. So when 3/4 is put on this side, so 3/4 of x plus 40 is added towards the milk side, and 1/4 is remaining on the other side. But he said first container is now 6 times of the second container. That I made an equation, multiplied by 4, and it gave me the answer as 280 liters, which is the correct answer. That was question number 2. Another exactly the same type of question that generally is asked in the NMAT exams. I'll move on to the next one now. That is question number 3. Here is question number 3 for all of you. According to NMAT, it was okay, Sanket. They do ask us questions, right? Sometimes the questions might be a little lengthy. Okay, that's quite possible. Initial minus final upon final. Varun, that is used in case of percentage increase or decrease. I don't think that was there. It was, I mean, अच्छा आप शायद replacement वाले formula के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So replacement formula, Varun, is generally used when we just keep taking out from one single container. But here we were taking out from one container, then second time from second container. So that way I am saying we should not be doing it. Can I have a few more answers this time? Last time only 2 people answered, Varun and Naman. Let me see how many people answered this time. Rather, Deva Banchita had also answered last time. Good, Deva Banchita, that was correct answer. Naman has given an answer of E this time, that is neither gain nor loss. Okay. Hello, Mohit. Varun also says E. Sanket Agrawal is also saying E. Rudrajit got E. Let's start doing this question. A shopkeeper sells 2 clocks for $2,100. The cost price of first is equal to the selling price of second. The first is sold at 25% loss, the second at 50% profit. what is his total profit or loss. So let me just put it on the next screen now. Okay. The shopkeeper sells two clocks for 2100. The cost price of the first one is equal to the second price of the second one. So I am assuming the cost price of the first one to be X. So the second selling price of second would also be equal to X. Then the first is sold at 25% loss. So basically I have to subtract it by 25%. 25% is 1/4. So I would better assume it as 4X. So this would also be 4X. And 4X at a 25% loss, the selling price would become 3X here. Right everyone? 4x पे अगर 25% का loss है, it would become 3x. And the second is sold at 50% profit. So after 50% profit, we have 4x over here. So how much would that be? I will talk about that as well. Let's currently leave it. You might have a problem here to find that out. So I'll do one thing. First of all, the total selling price is 2100. So can I say 3x plus 4x is $2100? Which means X is equal to $300, and that gives me some of the values as ये 3x जो है, this is equal to 900, this is equal to 1200, this is equal to 1200. What about this now? Now after 50% profit you have a value of 1200, so this must be 800. That is 1200 divided by 1.5, right? 1200 divided by 1.5, and 1200 divided by 1.5 will give me 800. So my total cost price comes out to be $2,000. Total selling price comes out to be $2,100. I see there is a profit of $100. So A option is the right answer for me. That's what we are writing. Very good. I see so many answers now. Rudrajit, Tisha, Kamal Khan, Prathamesh. Though probably you got the wrong answer, but I got many answers here, which is good. How 4x? Varsha, we are assuming something as x. On that, we have to have 25% loss. So I thought it is better to assume it as 4x. भाई जो assume ही करना है तो आप x assume करने की बजाय 2x, 3x, 4x कुछ भी assume कर सकते हो. By taking 4x, we are able to just use some integers here. Because on 4x, if there is a loss of 25%, it becomes 3x. Otherwise, x लेता तो वो कितना बन जाता मेरे पास 0.75x. So to avoid those decimals, I am just taking the selling price as 4x here. Oh, Sanket, we can't use a plus b plus ab by 100 because 25% loss is on another base and 50% profit is on another base. तो ये दोनों अलग अलग चीजों पे हैं. So therefore we can't use it from that. Okay. Varun, I don't think this question can be done by using options. That will be difficult from here. So in my opinion, शायद आप इसको नहीं कर पाओगे options का use करके. But Varsha, I hope you got it now. हमने सेलिंग प्राइस ऑफ सेकेंड आर्टिकल 4x माना, सीपी ऑफ फर्स्ट भी 4x हो गया. 4x लेने से वी गॉट द सेलिंग प्राइस ऑफ फर्स्ट एज 3x बिकॉज देयर इज अ 25% लॉस. और सेकंड का जो कॉस्ट प्राइस था वो हम लोगों ने कैसे निकाला? द टोटल सेलिंग प्राइस वाज गिवन एज 2100, सो आई पुट 3x प्लस 4x एज 2100, जिससे x आ गया. एंड इफ 1200 इज द सेलिंग प्राइस ऑफ सेकंड, सो व्हाट शुड बी द कॉस्ट प्राइस कि आपको 50% का प्रॉफिट हो? 800 बनेगा ना. 800 पे 50% प्रॉफिट ही तो 1200 बनाता है. So the total selling price is 2100, total cost price is 2000. So net there is $1,100 gain. That becomes the answer for us. So the answer is $100 gain. That is the answer for the question. ठीक है? चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's move on to question number 4 now. Here is question number 4 for all of you. Exactly the kind of questions that NMAT would be asking you. This again is one such question. Pretty good question. Though all these questions are based upon basic properties of all these topics. Varun says C, but I am having confusion. Okay. डिस्टेंस 8x 3x कवर इन 24 मिनट्स वहां से पूरा स्पीड निकलेगा. अच्छा जी, करो संकेत, निकालो आंसर. चलिए देखते हैं. लेट्स स्टार्ट डूइंग इट. A person starts his journey in the morning. He covered 62.5% of the total journey till 8:25 and completed his journey till 8:49. Next day he starts his journey 30 minutes late but increases the speed by 14.28%. At what time will he complete his journey? So he's also checking your knowledge of fractions apart from your knowledge of time speed distance. 62.5% is equal to 5 by 8. 14.28% is equal to 1 by 7. So first of all he says the person starts his journey at what time we don't know, but he has completed 5 by 8 of the journey by 8:25 and completed the journey at 8:49. So if the journey is of 8 kilometers, can I say he completed first 5 kilometers by 8:25 and the next 3 kilometers by 8:49? Is that right, everyone? I mean total journey मैंने 8 की assume कर ली, 8 kilometers की, right? Nihar, very good. Nihar has got the answer as E and Naman has got C. Very good, Nihar and Naman. So I am assuming the total length of the journey is 8 kilometers. So first 5 कितनी देर में हुआ ये नहीं पता, but he reached here at 8:25. Then the remaining portion, so remaining 3 kilometers बचा. He completed the remaining by 8:49. So can I say he completed 3 kilometers in 24 minutes? He completed 3 kilometers in 24 minutes. So of course he would have completed 5 kilometers in how many minutes? 40 minutes. 1 kilometer is in, he is being doing 8 minutes. So 5 kilometers in 8 minutes, 5 into 8 minutes, 40 minutes. That means he must have started from here at 7:45. He must have started from here at 7:45. Now, today what is happening? He starts his journey 30 minutes late. 30 minutes late का मतलब ये है, today he starts his journey at 8:15 from here. And he increases his speed by 14.28%. So today the speed has become 8 by 7 times of speed, because the increase in speed is 1 by 7, so it becomes 8 by 7 times. So the time would become 7 by 8 times of the total time. What was the total time before? It was 40 plus 24, 64. What is the total time today? 7 by 8 of 64, that is equal to 56 minutes. So he will take 56 minutes to reach today here. 8:15 plus 56 will give me 9:11. So E option is the right answer for this question. He would reach there by 9:11. So I see that Nihar has already given the right answer for this question. मैं एक बार रिपीट कर देता हूं. I have taken the total length of the track as 8 kilometers. First 5 he has covered till 8:25. By 8:25 he has covered the first portion. The remaining portion, which is 3 kilometers, he completed that in 24 minutes. कैसे पता लगा? 8:25 पे चला, 8:49 पे पूछा. So basically he is doing 3 kilometers in 24 minutes. मतलब every kilometer in 8 minutes. So first 5 he would have done in 40 minutes. That means he must have started at 7:45. Today he is starting 30 minutes late, मतलब 8:15 पे. और आज वो स्पीड जो है 1/7 से इंक्रीज कर रहा है. स्पीड इज इंक्रीज बाय 1/7, इट बिकम्स 8/7. if speed becomes 8/7, the time becomes 7/8. पहले टाइम लग रहा था 40 plus 24 64. Today it is 7/8 of 64 56. 56 added in 815 is 911. This is the time at which he would reach the finish point. That was the answer for this particular question. I'm sure that now it is clear to all of you. I've already explained twice. I'm sure you must have understood. Still, if you have a problem, of course, you can go through the recorded part as well later on. And you have a doubt, you can always put it in the comment section. Let's move ahead to the next question. Here is the next one for all of you now. It's a question from time, speed, and distance. Again, I would want all of you to answer the question. Any answer before I start discussing it? I'm looking for some answers from you before I start discussing. Baban has given the first answer. He says A. Very good, Baban. Varun also says A. Good. Good. Nihar also says A. Sanket says is very good, guys. Very, very good. Let's start discussing it now. The efficiency of Sam is 40% more than John, and John takes 30 days to complete a piece of work. Sam started the work alone, and John joined her 6 days before the completion of the work. So, for how many days Sam worked alone? Let's see. चलिए जी, efficiency of Sam is 40% more than John. So that means if John makes 10 units in a day, Sam makes 14 units in a day, right everyone? Efficiency of Sam is 40% more than John. So if John makes 10 minutes in a day, Sam makes 14. Some people might feel 10 कहां से आया? I repeat, कोई भी number assume कर सकते हो whose 40% can easily be calculated. You can take 5, you can take 100, you can take 20, जो भी आपका मन करे, any such number. Now John takes 30 days to complete the work. So what is the work? The work is 10 into 30 because John takes 30 days to complete the work. So the work is to make 300 units. He says Sam started the work alone. So Sam started the work alone and he was joined by John 6 days before the completion of the work. So if this is the completion of the work, so John joined Sam over here. So Sam and John, they started working from this point and they worked for 6 days. We don't know for how many days Sam worked alone, but in the last 6 days they worked together, right? Question is for how many days Sam worked alone. The point is Sam and John together can make 24 units in a day. So in these 6 days they must have made 144 units, right? In these 6 days they must have made 144 units. So total 300 units are made, out of which 144 are made here. So can I say 300 minus 144, that is 156 must have been made in this area. And Sam was working alone, he was making 14 every day. So how many days he would have taken? 156 divided by 14, और 2 sevens are, और यहाँ पे आएगा 278 are. So they must have taken 78 by 7 days, which is equal to A. So A option is the right answer for this question. Again, in these questions also, I would always say that avoid those approaches where you take variables like, let us assume John can complete a work in A days, right? So, sorry, John can do it in these many days. So this guy can do it in these many days. We take some ratio and we start doing by that. I mean, taking numbers always make your job easy. So because he says Sam is 40% more efficient than John, हमने John को 10 मान लिया, Sam 14 हो गया. We could have taken 5 and 7. We could have taken 20 and 28. जो भी मन करे, ठीक है. और उसके बाद John can do it in 30 days. So उससे total work मिला हमें 10 into 30. In the last 6 days they worked together. What did they work? 144 units. So the remaining units 156 are made by Sam alone. He is making 14 every day, so that takes 78 by 7 days, or option A as the correct answer for this question. So anyways, I see that Baban, Varun, Nihar, Sanket, Naman, Saloni, Disha सभी ने सही आंसर दिया था इस क्वेश्चन का, which is very very good guys. Let's move on to the next question. Let's see who answers fastest and correct to this question. Here is the next question. A question with a mixture of ratios and profit, loss and discount. Again, I shall wait for someone to answer. Ayushi has given the first answer as B. Very good, Ayushi. Naman has given the next answer as C. Good, Naman. So we have got two answers from Ayushi and Naman. Let's start doing it. A lady purchased a pair of red gloves and some pair of yellow gloves. The price of a pair of red gloves is double that of a yellow pair. While preparing the bill, the clerk interchanged the number of red and yellow, which increased the bill by 50%. The ratio of red and yellow pair of gloves is what? So I see Sanket is answering C, Nihar is answering D. Let's have a look at the solution now. करना शुरू करते हैं. So I am assuming red number of gloves are R in number. Yellow number of gloves are Y in number. He says the price of a red glove is double that of a yellow pair. Let us say इनका price है 10, इनका price है 20. While preparing the bill, the clerk interchanged the number. So bill should have been 20 into R plus 10 into Y. But what did the clerk do? He interchanged them. So the bill became 10 into R plus 20 into Y. And he says it increased the bill by 50%. So basically, original bill increased by 50% is the new bill. This gives me 30R plus 15Y is equal to 10R plus 20Y, or 20R is equal to 5Y. This gives me red to the yellow pairs is 5 is to 20 or 1 is to 4. So B option is the right answer for this question. I see that Ayushi had given the right answer. Disha also gave the right answer, right? But I'm sure Naman, Sanket, Nihar, you got your mistake. Where were you going wrong? Once again, taking numbers, making your job easy, as I said before, rather than taking the prices as x and 2x. I'm not saying by doing that you would not be able to answer the question, but it is unnecessary to take variables, right? We had to find the ratio of r and y. So take them r and y. Other two you can take as 10 and 20. You could have taken 100 and 200, 50, 100, 1 or 2, whatever you feel like. And accordingly, it will be always easy to solve the question, right? I'm sure all of you understood the solution here. It was a simple one. The answer is option B, 1 is to 4. We will move on to the next question from here. That is the next question based upon what it is, averages. Let me see how many of you answer this correctly now. No answer till now. Nihar has got the answer as C. Manan has got the answer as C. Great. Sanket got C. Let's start doing it. Very good, guys. There are five consecutive even numbers. Each number is multiplied by 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are added to first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. The new average of the five numbers is 150% more than original. Find the sum of highest and lowest numbers, original numbers. So everyone, Nihar, Manan, Sanket, Disha, and Kamal Kant has given the answer as C12. I hope that's the correct answer. Let's check. करते हैं. Let's say the original average of all the numbers was A. So when each number is multiplied by 2, the new average would become 2A, right? The new average would become 2A. But after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are added to the number. So basically, 15 is added to the total. If 15 is added to the total and there are 5 numbers, so the average will further increase by 15 by 5. So you can say the new average is 2A plus 3. So average is a number which actually gets multiplied by the same number if all the numbers are multiplied by the same number. It's get divided अगर सबको आप divide कर रहे हो. सब में कुछ ऐड कर रहे हो तो एवरेज भी उतना ही बढ़ जाती है, सब में सब्ट्रैक्ट कर रहे हो तो एवरेज भी सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाती है. Otherwise, if something else is added which is different in all the numbers, the sum divided by total number of numbers is the increase in average. मतलब जो भी एक्स्ट्रा आएगा वो सब में बटेगा. So the new average is 2a plus 3. He says this new average is 150% more than original average, which is a. What is 150% more than a? A plus 150% of a, that is 2.5. A plus 1.5a, that is 2.5a. This 2.5a is equal to 2a plus 3. That gives me a is equal to 6. So if the original average was 6 and it is the average of 5 consecutive even numbers, so the two numbers before that were 2 and 4, the two numbers after that were 8 and 10. So the sum of lowest and largest is equal to 12. So C option 12 is the right answer for us for this particular question. Once again, I would say this was a pretty easy question, should have been attempted by each and everyone, right? And exactly the kind of questions. आप ये मत सोचिएगा एनमेट भी आपसे सारे मुश्किल या सारे आसान क्वेश्चन ही पूछता है. Some of them would be difficult, some of them would be easy. Of course, it would depend upon how do you deal with those. Okay, that was a question from this averages. Now the answer for the question was C12. We move on to the next question from here. Here is the next question on your screen from simple interest, compound interest. The next question is from simple interest and compound interest. Let me see who answered this correct. So yes, Kunal has also answered this correct on the app. Deva Vanchita has also answered this correct. Very good. Kunal and Deva Vanchita, both of you had right answer to the question. So Munde has given the answer as 9500. Okay, that's great. Any other answer for this question? Ayushi says B. Very good. Sanket says B. Okay. Let's start doing it. It says Jack borrowed a sum of money from her cousin at the rate of 10% per annum, simple interest for the first 5 years, 12% per annum for the next 7 years, 15% per annum for the period beyond 12 years. If he pays a total interest of 24130 only at the end of 20 years, how much money did he borrow? Let's see. Kamal has also given the answer as B. Let's start doing it. So what can we do over here? He says In the first 5 years, the rate percentage is 10%. In the next 7 years, the rate percentage is 12% for the remaining years. So because he's talking about 20 years, that means remaining years are 8. For these 8 years, the rate percentage is 15%. So ultimately, he has got a total rate of 50% plus 84% plus 120%, that is equal to 254%. Can we do that? Yes. In case of simple interest, we can do that, but not in compound interest. Because in simple interest, the base always remains the same. So we can straight away multiply the rate with the time and calculate the percentage which is calculated on it. It will make your job always easy. So we have got 254% rate of interest. And he says the interest that we have got is 24130. So what is the principal? It is 24130 because it is 254% of the total. So whose 254% is this? This is what we have to calculate, right? Now how do we do that? One way is 254 को मैं approximately 250% ले लेता हूँ, right? How does that help me? 250% means divided by 250%, or I can also say 1000 by 4. 1000 by 4. So if I multiply this will give me approximately 9652. I mean approximately 9600. So my answer should be slightly below that. And slightly below that is 9500. So that gives me the right answer. I am saying that you can exactly calculate that as well. That is also you can do. But an approximation would also work over here, which will give you 9500. Exactly भी calculate करने चलोगे तो आपका cancel out होके वो 9500 आ जाएगा. 254 will cancel out 24130 at exactly 95. So that can be done, right? मुझे तो हमेशा approximation अच्छा लगता है because I'm not that good at calculations. So what I generally do, I take approximations. 254 और 250 बहुत नजदीक है. So 250 is very easy, 1000 by 4. And 24130 into 4 करोगे तो वो 96 something आएगा. So my answer should be slightly below that. Slightly below that is 9500. बाकी तो ऑप्शंस वैसे ही आपको दिख रहे हैं, बहुत दूर दूर है. So by that logic I can say B option 9500 is the right answer for us. I'm sure all of you understood this as well. We will move on to the next question from here. Here is the next question now from profit, loss and discount. So Naman also had given the right answer to the previous question. Let's see who answers fastest to this question. I think this is pretty easy. All of you can do that. No answer till now. Munde has given the first right answer to the previous question. So I'm expecting it again from the app. Prateek, Yash, Munde, Kirti, Deva Vanchita, Kunal, Yashowardhan, Sahana, Sudhanshu, Amrut, Rishabh, Nikita, anyone? Or anyone from YouTube? Ayushi, Naman, Disha, Kamalkant, Sanket, Varun, Mohit. No answer yet. Shall we start doing it now? Naman has given the first answer. He says 8, that is $1728. Okay, Naman, that's good. Very, very good. Yes, got it, Naman. So let's start doing it. It says Nick marked his scooter 50% above the cost price and sold it to Samuel after two successive discounts of 10 and 20%. In this transaction, Nick made a profit of $512. Find the profit earned by Samuel if he sold the scooter to Daniel at a profit of 25%. Let's find it out. So after Naman, Nihar and Rushikesh and Kirti also has given the correct answer, that is A. चलिए जी करना शुरू करते हैं. So I am saying, let us say Nick purchased the scooter for 100 rupees. He first increased the price by 50%, that is 150. Then gave two successive discounts of 10 and 20%. A 20% will bring it down to 120, or 10% will bring it down to 108. So he sold it to Samuels for 108 rupees. So can I say he made a profit of 8 rupees in this process? But the question says Nick made a profit of $512. So we are saying 8 rupees, but he says $512. That means 1 rupee is equal to $64. 1 rupee is equal to $64. So the question is, find the profit earned by Samuel if he sold the scooter to Daniel at a profit of 25%. Now Samuel made a profit of 25%. What is 25% of 108? It is 27 rupees. But 1 rupee is $64. So what is the profit earned by him? 27 into 64, it is 1728. That's the correct answer. This is the profit earned by Samuel. So that is the correct answer. Option A. Option A is the right answer for this particular question. बोलिए समझ आई मेरी सब लोगों को बात ये? Is it absolutely clear? 1728 is the right answer. 100 first increased by 50%, 150. Then two discounts are given. They are of 20 and 10. Finally the price becomes 108. अगर 100 से 108 $512 है, तो 108 पे जो 27 का प्रॉफिट है, how much is that? This is what the question was asking. So if 8 is equal to $512, then 27 is equal to how many dollars? That was the particular question which was asked, right? So it was another simple question. I'm sure that all of you have understood. So we'll move on to the next question. I think it will be the last question of the day. So here is the next question for all of you. The answer for this was 1728. Yes, that is the last question of the day. Let's see who answers fastest to this question. Any answer for this question? This probably would be one of the difficult questions in this set. Ayushi has got the answer for this question as A. Okay, Ayushi. Kirti says D, that is 36. Okay, Kirti, good. Let's start doing it. We have got two answers, different answers, but it is slightly difficult questions, so it's worth discussing. Nancy takes 15 hours more than LA to complete a task. So I'm writing it here. Nancy takes 15 hours more than LA to complete a task. So let us say LA takes X days to complete a task. So Nancy takes X plus 15 hours. Sorry, not days, hours. So can I say Ellie can do 1 by X of the job in a day, and Nancy can do 1 by X plus 15 of the job in a day. Nancy worked for 18 hours and then Ellie replaced her. So Nancy first of all worked for 18 hours and then Ellie replaced her. So Ellie worked for 6 hours and they have done 3 by 5 of the total work. They have done 3 by 5 of the total work. So what is 18 times of Nancy's work? It is 18 divided by X plus 15 plus what is the time taken, work done by Ellie? It is 6 times of 1 by X, that is 6 by X. This whole is equal to 3 by 5. So 3 I can cancel it out at 2, I can cancel it out at 6. Moreover, if I take the LCM, it is X into X plus 15, ऊपर आएगा 6x plus 2x plus 30 is equal to 1 by 5, or it is 40x plus 120 is x square plus 15x, or x square minus 25x minus 120 is equal to 0. I'm sorry, 150 is equal to 0. So now the equation is x square minus 25x is 150. I'm sure all of you can solve it by taking two factors as 30 and 5. You will get two values of x. One is 30 and one is minus 5. Of course, this would be rejected. So Ellie can do the job in 30 days. Nancy can do the job in 30 plus 15 days. He says in how many hours task will be completed if Ellie continued to complete the task. Now how much task is remaining? Task remaining is 2 by 5. This is to be completed by Ellie. Ellie can do 1 by x in a day, that is 1 by 30. So 2 by 5 कितने दिन में करेगा? 2 by 5 divided by 1 by 30, that is 12 more days. So they have already taken 18 plus 6, 24 days, hours, and they are going to take another 12 hours to complete the job. So the total hours taken by them to complete the job is 36 hours. That is the correct answer. As I said before, this question is slightly difficult than already 24 done, then how 26? So Kirti, I am not saying answer is 26, rather answer is 36 the way you said. It was the answer given by someone else. N is equal to E plus 15, I agree. Yes, everyone, this was slightly difficult question, but I am pretty sure that all of you have understood this question as well. So in the questions where the days are given, hours or days are given in absolute form, wahan pe it becomes difficult to take any number or assume any number. Then probably we have to make these equations and solve them. And this is by the general method, the way we have been solving till date the questions of time and work, right? So that was the last question of the day, guys, that we had to discuss here. The answer for that is 36. And that's all from my side now. That was the last one that we had to discuss. And yes, we are running this series. You all know, therefore you are here. We'll be having this series till 3rd of October. So please stay with us. We are going to cover almost all the topics in this series. And moreover, we are of course going to discuss the first impression and detailed analysis about NMAT on 12th of October 2022. Anyone who is appearing for it after that is definitely going to be benefited by that. So just subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep channel and you will find all these informations over there only. So that's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much for today. That's all that I wanted to discuss. I'm sure you understood the topic. I'm sure it must have been something that useful for you. So, sir, I got 36 hours. Okay, Naman, that's great. Sir, I just started prep of SNAP, but I am lost. Please tell how to do it. Anish, make a schedule and work according to that. It is the best way of working on that. Okay. Chaliye, that's all, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon now in the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care. Thank you. Bye bye.